Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this February the 4th, 2025. Daily cryptocurrency and XRP, along with the gold and silver bullion update you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve from the number one cryptocurrency insider and gold hodler on social media. Jay. And remember to bell notification, comment down below, subscribe, and share for the industry exclusive and best value. Yes. Become members of Jabroni Killers for a super simple and affordable and best value for the information and the education that you get for $3.99. And you would have stayed out ahead of the recent market flux and market tank job in a 24-hour 50 to 60% flush across the board. And if you look at how super simple and easy it is right there in the video description and or the pinned comment, and you just click that little join Jabroni Killers J, and you can join the rising number of Jabroni Killer members, and you get the big perk of commenting to me directly in the chat, and I will immediately respond to you via the chat or tell you in the video that I'm responding to you and cover the coins and answer any questions that you have. And right below that is my Robinhood and Coinbase link in the video description or the pinned comment. And we had some questions today. Thank you from RK33-G7X. Thank you for the gold stock updates. And we're going to continue to roll those back into the daily videos about show you the gold holdings that I hold and my thoughts and thesis on the things. Awesome stuff. Can you do Swift and ACH? We'll attempt to get into that and the altcoin update, which will be the next video. And you can see some of these beautiful people saying that they were not fleeced or heisted, and they were informed, as everybody should have been, the last 72 hours. I'll have to find, I don't know why these things go away. Somebody was asking me to look at something on here. Not you right there. I see you, King James, but somebody else was asking a question that I just seen it on there, and then all of a sudden, oh, right here. Well, no, not right there. And it just went away. So we'll have to figure out that. But that'll be in my altcoin update. He was asking about I don't know if they were stocks or cryptos. The same guy that was, we'll figure it out. I'll do it in my altcoin update, but we'll do the gold and silver update too, along with the normal altcoins. But if we look at today, we'll start with the Bitcoin price today. We were talking about that the big bounce back rally was to be expected after the big dump that we were warning about. And that's exactly what had happened today. You can see that's the daily. Let's go into the hourly, and you can see the Bitcoin price. Yesterday, we had the big flush on February the 2nd, or the 3rd. That was February, yeah, February the 2nd. Over the weekend in Bitcoin, we went down all the way down to a swing low of 14.1%, or down to what is that, 91,301 into Monday. And then we slowly started to rebound Monday. And then yesterday or on Monday, we rebounded. Saturday and Saturday night, we dumped. I'm getting my days mixed up here. And then we had the big buyback yesterday, and we said that's to be expected, but you would have to hold the 50-day moving average, which is right here in the daily time frame. And we did not. We came right back below it. No, we still don't want to buy you. And we're trying to get some buyers in here, but if we can't hold and we stay below that 50-day, we're going to come straight back down to a local double bottom in Bitcoin right here. You see that? We're going to come all the way back down, but this time I think we would hit this 90,062 major support line from a previous pump back here. And it also was a support level where we wicked down to beautifully back here in mid-January when we were threatening to break down. And then we've been hitting several times just above there at about 90,900 to 91,800. And that's your major after your first hit of 100 or 92,000. this was your major support level right here, all the way back from November, where we consolidated and then it held it as support since then, right? Hit it a couple of times and got near it several more times, but I think we would come back down to there. And then that is where, and that's why we're keeping you out ahead of this right here after you were out ahead of this flush, that this was just a fake telegraphed to be expected blueprint hallmark J buyback after a nice flush, people. And that's why we were telling you to not get too overly excited and that we thought this would probably give back down. But if it does come back down to here, I think you're going to finally find uh, the 200-day moving average. And what's significant about that, if we go back into the daily time frame, is we haven't hit the 200-day moving average or any of these other moving averages until the 100-day. We hit the 50 a couple times in December, but we haven't hit the 200 in the daily since October of 2024. And then if we go on the weekly, you can see how even more extreme that is, I believe. No, about the same time. So the weekly is the same thing. And now what we may be having going on here is we had a telegraphed double topping reversal pattern back when this channel first started, and we told you the bear market wasn't over after it sneaked out and peaked out this all-time high. There may be another pattern. That's not what I want to delete. Come on. There may be another pattern that has openly emerged itself, and you guys should know what it is by now, by the most recent patterns that have been playing out. Look at this. This could be a telegraph. Left shoulder, the head forming like XRP, the neckline down here, and then a right shoulder topping out reversal pattern, not only in the weekly, which is even more important, but the daily, it is well defined too. And that neckline, oops, we need to delete some of this. That neckline is all the way, no, get out of there. That neckline is all the way down there at $58,441 and change in the daily time frame. And does that mean this is the pattern? No. Does that mean this, even if it is the current structure play out? No. But just like the XRP and just like the XLM and just like the DIA and the DGB and the LCX and the VLOs, when the pattern shows itself, you have to respect it or at least take notice so you're not caught off guard. And this could be a major, medium to long range topping out pattern here over the next 3 to 6 months, if this is to be the pattern, right? And there aren't other market forces that take it down. But this would be a pretty substantial and pretty big fall right here, going from the top of the head to the neckline. That's a pretty big fall to the point of a breakout. And that would get you all the way down here back to this red trading box right in the middle of that. And if we go out into the monthly time frame, that gets you down to a bullish consolidation all the way down to the 100-day moving average. See it in the monthly time frame. We have enough data on the chart to have the moving average. See that? Look at that. That'd get you right into the 100-day moving average, which is a technical move on a correction, the same way as the first big correction. You came to the 50, got supported. Second liquidation and flush came there and got supported. Then you had your mountain double top in 21, came back down to the 50-day moving average and dipped below it, then got back on top of it, and that was your bullish signal. So this is something that I'm the only one probably in the crypto sphere showing you, but this doesn't mean it's going to happen. But what it does mean is it should be on the top of mind, and you should be at least aware of it, as this is something just like we've seen in the past, a correction or AKA short-term bear market, where we had one after the big pump in 21. We went down 54%, then we came back up, and then we came all the way back down after the double top, and we did hit a technical move, and I'll show you that. And we came down from that all-time high, down 77.57%. Then in the first big bear market that anybody knew, because people were paying attention, 84%. And then the second one that more people knew because they were paying attention after a nice run up came down 73%, right? So this would be nothing out of the ordinary. And you can see the technical target did hit here on your mountain double top. You got your neckline, looks like a W because it's a double top. And then the way you do your technical target is you would go from the top of the mountain double top, which is about right there, 67,000, down to support, 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 flush, neckline. See that? To the point of a breakout. Come on. And look at where that got you. The point of the breakout got said you should come down to 11,899. So we did have a target there, but you came all the way down to 15,245. Didn't all the way come down, but pretty close, pretty good. And that's why we're watching out for this. And the X or in the Bitcoin price, as a lot of other coins have the same thing going on. But at the same time, you've noticed a big pump up in Bitcoin dominance. And we did create a new top, a local top at 64.31% dominance. And what did happen? The altcoins flushed. Even though Bitcoin was going down, the altcoins went down 25 to 40 to even 50%, some extreme cases, as Bitcoin dominance over the same amount of time held support on the 58.61% dominance and did go up 9.6%, even though as Bitcoin was going down, but Bitcoin was losing value, but altcoins were selling out because people were getting scared and then they were putting those into Bitcoin, right? And that has a correlation with why the altcoins flushed and flushed even harder. And that's something else that if you're following this channel and yes, members of Jabroni Killers or just subscribe to the channel, you're definitely informed and you understand the way this market works, the things you have to look at on the tea leaves to heighten your hand, to push the house's favor into your hands so you can fleece, heist, and shice the criminal gangsters that are manipulating the markets, right? And the big whales and the charlatans that are out there in the crypto, right? And if we look at XLM, this is another one after the 63-cent top. We've been telling you this 43 uh 43.7 cents, 43.5 cents. If you're below that, you're bearish. If you're above that, you're bullish, right? We topped out here. We started calling the short to medium term bearish here. Then we said we had to watch to see if it could hold this to flip it. It did not. And now it's come down and it's come all the way down to it hit the 200-day moving average. And this is something else we've been warning about, this uptrending 200-day in the daily, that was a target. Didn't know it would get hit that fist that this quick and that fast, but it's down 59% from its top to its wick low. And then we had the buyback yesterday. We got to move these moving averages. And you notice now in XLM, the 50-day moving average in the daily is moving down. It's down to 40 cents. The 100-day is still moving parallel at 35. And the 200-day is now starting to run parallel at 27.5. And you can see we wicked down and touched the 200-day. And we knew there would be a big bounce back. But since it was so quick, we were telling you yesterday, is there still more pain? And we felt like this was a telegraph manipulated buyback after an orchestrated flush, Jay. And we were warning you not to be too bullish on this. And this could just be a quick drawback back down. And although 27 was a nice accumulation zone because it's 56% off the all-time high and just about 13 cents above the regional low, right? Better than 60 cents above the regional low. But now we're more than likely coming back down to retest this 200-day in the daily time frame. And then you would have to hold that and start to trade back up to get bullish again and get back above that 50 and hold it, right? And first things first, you got to get above the 100. But if you fail to hold this critical 25-cent level on a double bottom and that critical area of support and resistance, we were warning you that 16 cents could be your next area. And that would make sense because that's right around here where you had your wake up. Hello, this coin's moving up, Jay. Area of first consolidation. So if you fail to hold this 27 cents on the retest, there is a possible quick dump down to 16 cents. And then I would expect another substantial rally, maybe even back up to the 100-day now, which would be a descending moving average back up there around the 35 cents. So that is something that I'm watching for in XLM in the short to medium term. The same thing with XRP. We were warning you of a possible pretty big fall, and we had that $1.60 on there because the head and shoulders uh, reversal pattern in the daily time frame, similar to what we talked about in the Bitcoin price. You can see it there beautifully. And the technical target on the left shoulder, the head was only developing, and now we've come all the way down and formed the head, and now we have a neckline. Now we need to trade out and form the right shoulder. the technical move is to the point of the breakout, and that would get you all the way down here to about $1.30. And we thought the 100-day moving average would get hit. It almost did, but we've been warning you this for several weeks. Even after when it first made this first consolidation and then had the pump, we were warning you that eventually all things have to do the same thing, and you can't run that far away from the major moving averages in the daily and not touch them. They eventually will retouch, and this is exactly what's happening now. And we might be forming this right shoulder, in which that would mean over the next 2.5 weeks, is you bounce around like this, start to trade up, then you form that rounding top, and then you come back to the neckline and then go to the point of a breakout, right? And then you would fulfill your technical target. And you can see sort of how this left shoulder formed like that, right? But then the head formed the peak and then the rounding and then a dump, right? So they formed them separate ways, but they were both the same thing. And that's what we're watching out for. If you want to invalidate all of this, you have to breach the 340 on the upside. But I think right now, the pattern and the sentiment and the big bullish action after the Donald Trump victory, it's starting to finally exhaust itself. And now we're going to the classic fleecing and heisting of people that bought the momentum and bought the top and didn't have anything on the downside to take some profit out or to just hold pat and wait for the accumulation on the bear market again, or on the brief bear market or a long one, depending on what it did. Now, those people that bought this top, that bought 260, 360, 350, 340, peak of this run, they're going to get themselves stopped out, which some of them did the other day on the big flush down to about $1.50 and change. Let's see, where did it get down to? Yeah, $1.50, $1.81. It got lower than that. $1.77 on the wick. So a lot of those guys that bought over 2.75 and $3, that this was probably them having their stop losses get hit, right? And then they're selling out, and then we're going to get the rest of them out that bought into $1.25 to $1.75 on an even bigger push down. And then as soon as they dump, then the next leg to the bull market can start, and you have a new base somewhere around $1, even if it gets that low. And my thesis is right, and it doesn't get invalidated in the medium to longer term, and we do come down to some of these lower targets. But once again, you will not be fooled. You would have been on top of this because you have been here and been paying attention. And unfortunately, AMP, that might be the same thing happening here. We're getting all these people flushed out after the major run started in spring of 23 and no, October fall, when we were down here at 0.00144, and then we had a cycle high of 1 cent and then a double top on 1 cent. And maybe now we have to come back down to 0.00269 to uh potentially even a complete double bottom down there at 0.00147. That's not to say it's going to happen, but that's something now that I'm very much watching out for, because these moving averages are trending down. And the same thing we were saying, to get bearish, you had to break through some of these. As far away as you got from the moving averages and all these coins is maybe as far away as you're going to get on the downside, as the corrections start and the moving averages start to trend back down, at least in the short to medium term, to cool off this ferocious bull market that there was. Remember, the altcoin video is coming out in a couple of hours. We'll have some gold and silver bullion in there. Peace and love to this beautiful audience.